Hello and welcome to Shay's Tech Academy. In this lesson, we will learn about function and packages in Python. Python is a powerful and flexible programming language, and one of its strengths is its ability to use functions and packages. So in this lesson, we will explore what functions and packages are and how to use them with some code examples. Let's start off by talking about functions first. A function is basically a block of reusable code that performs a specific task. It allows you to break down a complex program into smaller, more manageable pieces, promoting code reusability and modularity. In a function, you typically have 5 components. Function name. This is a unique name that identifies the function. Parameters. This is optional input that can be passed to the function. A function body. This is the block of code that defines what the function does. It consists of one or more statements indented under the function definition. A return statement, which is an optional statement that specifies the value or values to be returned by the function after execution. And a function call, which is the point in the code where the function is invoked or called, passing any required arguments. Let's write out a simple example first. In this example, the greet function takes a name parameter and prints a greeting message with the provided name. The function is defined using the def keyword followed by the function name and parentheses containing the parameters. The function body is indented below the function definition. Finally, the function is called with the argument Shay using the function name followed by parentheses. If we run this now, it will print hello and the name we provided. Functions are essential in Python as they promote code organization, reusability, and readability. They allow you to encapsulate logic and perform specific tasks as standalone units, making your code more modular and maintainable. Okay, so let's see how functions can also return values to us. In Python, functions can return values using the return statement. When a function encounters a return statement, it immediately exits the function and passes the specified value or values back to the caller. Let's see how. The code defines a function called add_numbers that takes 2 parameters, a and b. These parameters are expected to be integers. Inside the function, the return statement is used to return the sum of a and b using the plus operator. We demonstrate an example usage by calling the add_numbers function with arguments 2 and 3. The returned result is stored in the result variable. Finally, the value of result is printed. The add_numbers function allows you to easily add 2 numbers together by encapsulating the addition logic. It promotes code reusability as you can call this function with different numbers whenever you need to perform addition operations. The function takes 2 input numbers, adds them together, and returns the sum. In the example usage, result will contain the sum of 2 and 3, which is 5. Returning values from functions allows you to obtain the results of computations or operations performed within the function, enabling you to reuse those values or work with them in other parts of your code. Now let's see one last example before we talk about packages in Python. In this example, let's try and calculate the average of a list of numbers using a Python function like we did in previous 2 examples. Let me show you how. Okay, first of all, don't get confused by these red text lines. They are just commented lines, which do not play any part in the code. It's just an explanation of what we are doing in this program. You can either write comments like I did here, or you can use the hash key to create comments as well. Anyways, so back to the code now. In this example, we have a function called calculate_average that takes a list of numbers as input and calculates the average of those numbers. It initializes 2 variables, total and count, to keep track of the sum of numbers and the count of numbers, respectively. It then iterates over each number in the numbers list using a for loop. For each number, it adds the value to the total and increments the count. Next, the function checks if the count is 0. If it is, it means there are no numbers in the list, so the function returns 0 to avoid division by 0. Finally, if there are numbers in the list, the function calculates the average by dividing the total by the count and returns the result. In the example, we have a list of marks representing students' scores. We call the calculate_average function with the marks list as an argument, and the returned average is stored in the average_marks variable. We then print out the average marks. So if we run this code, now we should see the average of all the marks, which should be A5. This example demonstrates how a function can be used to encapsulate a specific computation, in this case, calculating the average of a list of numbers. By defining and using the calculate_average function, we can easily reuse this logic for different lists of numbers without duplicating code. Functions like these are essential for modularizing code and making it more maintainable and reusable in real-life scenarios, such as data analysis, financial calculations, or statistical processing. Now let's talk about packages. A package is a collection of modules that contain related functionality. Python comes with many built-in packages, and you can also install third-party packages using the Pit Package Manager. Packages allow you to organize your code into logical units, making it more modular, maintainable, and reusable. Let me show you an example where we would use a function from a package. We will import the match module from the standard library. Then we will be using the square root function from the moth module to get the square root of 25 and print the results. Let's now do an example where we can generate a random number using the random package. So we follow the same approach as before. The only difference is the package name is different. In this example, we import the random package and use the randint function to generate a random integer between 1 and 10. The random package provides various functions for generating random numbers, shuffling sequences, and more. Let's see one last example, and this time we'll try and find out how to get the current date and time. For this, there's also a package called datetime. Let's import that first. Then we will get the current date and time and print it to the console. Okay, as expected, we import the datetime package, which provides classes and functions for working with dates and times. We use the datetime.now function to get the current date and time, and then print it. Okay, with this, let's end this lesson here, and I hope you found this tutorial on functions and packages useful. Please do keep in mind this course that we are currently going through is at the beginner's level, hence some might think this is too basic. The idea is to help people who are at the beginner level and want to learn and understand Python. In the upcoming series, we will step up our game and go through more advanced topics and exercises. Thanks for watching, and let's catch up in the next lesson soon.